Tamil Nadu Water Supply and Drainage Board voluntarily launched a unique democratization exercise wherein it sought to review the way it provided service, its work culture, its values, and performance.
My colleagues from Guwahati began their journey in 2003. I began mine now in 2009. As I do myself my prudent way, I am filled with a coherent sense of excitement and apprehension.
In Tamil, it's called a Kuda, and motion which recognizes divisions of people outside, but which requires people to climb mentally over and emotionally over their differences when they come to a common space, which all of them contribute and invest in and nurture humanity.
It is difficult to shed the shackles of my life. But once done, I am surprised how much I can understand the person in front of me, his pains, his hopes. As the onion skins are peeled away, for the first time in so many years, I put away the armor and put down my arms. I feel naked and extremely vulnerable. I am asked to introspect on things that I am not proud of.
ಮೇಲ್ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಕೀಳ್ಮಟ್ಟ ಆಳುಗಳು ಮಾಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವುದು வேலைக்கான வயதுகளை திட்டங்கள் அனைத்தும் இலக்கு சாதனை கீழ்மட்டத்தில் உள்ளவர்கள் கருத்துக்களை தவிர்க்கும் அலட்சியமான போக்கினை தண்டமான பரிசு
I feel like being abused, blindfolded and amazed. I am alone and confused. It is not that I do not know what is expected of me, but I am not clear how to move forward. The frustrations, disappointments, and sense of failure within me, how do I overcome them? Is it possible to start afresh? I ask myself, why do I work in the government? Is it for satisfaction or for security? Is it for the salary and emoluments or to serve people? If I accept that the purpose of the government is to serve people, then is not my role also the same? As a public, do I not get angry with the electricity board when there are power outages? How is it that as a public, when I expect good service from other officials, I do not evaluate myself with the same yardstick?
First, efficiency increase from the time and conflicts within the conflicts efficiency automatically increase ஆயிடுச்சு. எனக்கு 11 வருஷம் தான் அனுபவம் இந்த டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல இருக்கு. பட் ஆனா என்னால தெளிவா சொல்ல முடியும், ஒரு அன்பையாச்சுல ப்ரீ ஆக்குபேஷன் இல்லாத ஒருத்தர் சீட்ல உட்கார்ந்தாருன்னா எத்தனை பேர் பிரச்சனையும் இல்லையா இது போயிட்டா அது என்னால ஸ்ட்ராங்கா சொல்ல முடியும். அதை ஒரு ஆபீசர் செஞ்சாங்க, நான் உங்களை பேசக்கூடாது. நான் அப்ப நான் சொல்லுவேன், நான் ஒரு அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் இன்ஜினியர். I feel ashamed of it as our agriculture engineer. நான் படிக்கும்போது பிஆர்கின்றது ஒரு நல்ல படிப்பா நான் படிச்சேன். பட் நவ அதை வெளியில பிஆர்கின்னு சொல்லிக்கிறதுக்காக நான் ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுறேன். சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் இல்லாதான் ஜாப் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன். அடுத்து ஜாப் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் இருந்தாதான் சீனியர் இன்வால்வ்மெண்ட் அந்த நம்ம செய்யற தொழில நமக்கு பிரியா இருந்தாதான் பக்கத்துல இருந்தாதான் இன்னொரு கண்ணால பக்கத்துல இருந்தாதான் இல்லைன்னு செய்யணும். என்னதான் ஆபீஸ் நம்ம சாப்பிட பண்ணாம
direction of the coolers resulted in the Mani-Mani declaration, which to the engineers was the practice of their newly found insights of democratization.
Even broad engineers at the extensive deliberations declared that before picking up any new streams, they will first evaluate and rehabilitate existing streams to the maximum extent. To ensure their optimum utilization and improve service delivery, they will revive traditional sources. It will also aim at a 10% increase in coverage of the same project.
Assistant Executive Engineer Pachepan, fresh from taking part in the conception and signing of Mani-Mani mission statement, chose Raminahali to pilot Tamil Nadu Rural Water Supply Program. In 2004, drinking water was supplied to residents only once in 6 days. The president of the Panchayat at that time embarked on a unique contest to bring the plight of his village to the attention of the district collector.
ஒவ்வொரு பகுதியும் ஒரு ஆதி திராவிட பகுதி போனாலும் அந்த ஒரு சேர்த்து கூடுதல் சேர்த்து அவங்களுக்கு தெளிவுபடுத்தி அது மாதிரி பக்கத்துக்கு தெளிவுபடுத்தி இந்த எதிர்ப்புலாம் குறைச்சி தான் இந்த திட்டத்தை செயல்படுத்தும்.
ஒரு தருமபுரி மாவட்டத்திலே இது மாதிரி தலைவரும் நம்ம பார்க்க முடியாதுன்னா இது மாதிரி ஆபீசர்களும் பச்சை மொழியாக பார்த்துட்டு காலையில தண்ணி எடுத்துமா இருந்து நாங்கள் வரப்போது மட்டும் தண்ணி சப்போர்ட் பண்றாங்களா இல்லை நாங்கள் இல்லாத போது விடுறாங்களா இல்லையா அப்படின்னு வந்து சார் கேட்குவாங்க.
தண்ணி வந்து ஒரு விநியோகத்தை சீர்படுத்தணும். அந்த மாதிரி சீர்படுத்தி விநியோகத்தை சீர்படுத்தினால்தான் அது வந்து மக்களுக்கு இயற்கையாக பொதுவான தண்ணி வந்ததுனால்தான் படகு கட்டப்பட்டு வர்றாங்க.
Each public function in Raminahali has a blackboard wallet listing the users that particular tab and the monthly use of the payable. Within 5 years, the tabs is a sight that you are unlikely to see here. These blackboards stand as public evidence of the mutual commitment made by the engineers and the community.
மாதத்தில் 30 நாள் ஒரு நாள் குடிநீர் விநியோகம் இல்லைன்னாவே எங்களுக்கு கட்டணத்தை செலுத்தாதீங்க அப்படின்னு ஒரு உத்தரவாதம் கொடுத்து அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு வெறியோட தண்ணி விநியோகத்தை.
What Pachepan and the Panchayat President guaranteed to villagers is assured water supply and utilities to each of the streets of the Panchayat in a completely transparent fashion, with the day and hours of supply clearly indicated above the respective hours. The system continues to work smoothly to today, despite the change in leadership and the transfer of the engineer. The current Panchayat president is from a different political party than the earlier one. Yet, both own up to the scheme equally, and the people of Raminahali continue to stand by what they pledged. In 2004, Gendal Panchayat, consisting of 4 hamlets, had no water source worth its name, as the water table was acutely contaminated by the effluents from the nearby temple town, Tiruvannamalai, leading to constant quarrels and other hardships. To us today, Gendal exemplifies the fruits of revisiting traditional wisdom. The search of the engineer, Pandir Selvam, along with the community, resulted in the discovery of an old, unused, dilapidated well hidden in folklore. Its revival today provides daily drinking water to all the 4 habitats.
ஒரு வருஷமா 40 வருஷமா புத்தகத்தை கொடுத்துட்டு சாரை போட்டு நீ தண்ணி ஊற்றினா வச்சிருக்கியா? நான் ஒரு சேனல் ஏதோ கேட்கல சொல்ல மாட்டேன். தண்ணி கொடுத்தா இந்த டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட் நான் இருக்கேன். ஏன்னா நான் இங்கே போயிடுறேன்.
Today, after 4 years, the supply of good quality drinking water has resulted in remigration of people back to Gendal.
So if you look at the vision statement that the 12 engineers arrived on their own, our vision is to conserve nature as a guarantee of future water. Now it's interesting that this understanding is something that has evolved in their own search for their identities as water providers.
If the toy engineers saw themselves as water providers, then what are we? The agricultural sector uses 85% of all water. So female have to play a larger role in the conservation of water. And we have examples to emulate from our own department.
That was how the Guwahati segment Farming Group was born. In a small shop managed by a local farmer to store soil samples. Today, the sector has evolved into a unique collaborative establishment between the farmers and various government departments involved in the water sector.
கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 6 மாத காலத்துல எங்க ஏரியா ஏரியா அப்படின்னு ஒரு 200 ஏக்கர் சொன்னீர் போட்டா மட்டும் நம்ம தொடர்ந்து விவசாயம் பண்ண முடியும். அப்பதான் இந்த தண்ணி வந்து ஏற்படுத்த இருக்க முடியும். அந்த ஏற்படுத்த அடிக்கடி விட்டாங்க அந்த விவசாயத்தை அடிக்கடி கை விட்டாங்க. இப்போ வந்து அந்த தண்ணி சேமிச்சு கொஞ்சம் சேமிக்கிறதுனால விவசாயம் தொடர்ந்து பண்ண முடியும். நான் மட்டும் இல்லை, ஏற்கனவே 100 ஏக்கர் வந்து விவசாயம் மட்டும் புதுசா ஆரம்பிச்சாங்க. அதிகாரிகளை வந்து இந்த அளவுக்கு இருப்பாங்க நானே எதிர்பார்க்கிறேன்.
We sit in the center of the Kudam, small kudams, and explore how the various arms of the government can converge to help the farmer. For the first time in my life, I begin to see beyond the world of my own department, at what the others are doing and how we can work together. This is the dialogue.
செத்து பார்க்கலாமே சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு 2 லிட்டர் விதை கொடுத்தாங்க. பயிற்சி கொடுத்தாங்க. முன்னாடி ஒரு 4 தடவை பயிற்சி கொடுத்தாங்க. தண்ணி வந்து பாய்ச்சலும் காய்ச்சல் மாட்டேன் தண்ணி வச்சு 30 மூட்டை 33 மூட்டை ஒரு இப்போ வந்து 40 என்ன அதிசயம் அந்த 2 கிலோ எனக்கு 50 மூட்டை நெல் வருது. என்ன அதிசயமே தெரியல. நல்லா கூட்டு இருந்துச்சு. அந்த ஒரு நாக்கு 50 சும்பு 50 சும்பு இருந்துச்சு. நல்லா ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா 2 50 மூட்டை வந்து அதிசயம்.
In one village, they had a big picture, a mural painted on the side of the building, their vision for their future. What that represented was a collective understanding of where they wanted to go. And that is at the heart of this experiment, so-called experiment. It's the working together of all aspects of the community, even people that were not part of the community before, and the engineers, the state, have become part of the community, which is the way it should be naturally for all of us. The state is not separate from us.
நம்ம சின்ன பிள்ளையா இருக்கிற காலத்துல இருந்த ஆத்துல இருந்த தண்ணியோ குளத்துல இருந்த தண்ணியோ நாம் அனுபவிச்ச அந்த சந்தோஷங்களோ இப்ப இருக்கிற சந்தோஷத்துக்கு இல்லாம. அப்ப இது இன்னும் மோசமான ஒரு சூழ்நிலை அடையணும்னா அப்ப எதிர்கால சந்தோஷம் நம்ம பிள்ளைங்க எப்படி வருவாங்க அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு அவேர்னஸ் நமக்கு வந்துச்சு. நான் இந்த நாட்டுக்காக மக்களுக்காக எங்க சமுதாயத்துக்காக என்னுடைய சந்ததிக்காக நான் என்ன செய்வேன். அதிகாரிகளை பத்தி குறை சொல்ல வேண்டியது நிறைய பேர் பண்றாங்க. இந்த இடத்துக்கு இவங்க பண்ணிக்கிறாங்கன்னா இது பெரிய விஷயம்.
அவருக்கு கவர்மெண்ட் தமிழ் கவர்மெண்ட் போகணும். அது வந்து தப்பு. அவன் ஏன் நீ அப்படி பண்ணிட்டு அதை கேட்கப்படுறாங்க.
அவங்களே போய் கேட்டு போகணும். நம்ம கிடையாது சார். அவங்களே கேட்டு வந்து நீங்க செய்யறது ஒரு பெரிய வார்த்தை.
இந்த கண் மாதிரி சார் இந்த பஞ்சாயத்து ஸ்டேடியம் கையில் மறக்க முடியாத ஒரு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு. ஊர்ல ஒவ்வொரு வீட்லயும் அவங்க பேச சொல்றாங்க.
இது மாதிரி எந்த ஆண்டுகள் இருந்த மாதிரி வந்ததில்லை. অডিও কাট করা আছে অডিও কাট করা আছে তাতে অডিও কাট করা আছে তো অডিও দিয়ে বানানো করব ভিডিও না লাগে রেকর্ডিং না লাগে এইটু লাইভ হয়ে তো করে লাইভ তো করে ভিডিও সিলেক্ট করব হয়ে যাচ্ছে চলে তো প্রোগ্রাম হতে যাচ্ছে ঘুমায় চ্যানেল Lima, lima, cái mic cái gió nó xem mic, hello, 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 video,
ডাইরেক্ট খুলবে না ডাইরেক্ট খুললে বস্তু মুছে গেলে কি করবে
कौन से भी बात
দেখো এডিটটা খুলে কিনা ডাটা লাগা জানা যায় জি যা যেটা করে
तुमको तो
आप कौन पैसे इनकम पैसे
हमने
morning. Minister साहब के लिए हम लोग we are just waiting for him to arrive. He has started from his place. It will take another 10 minutes. So we are waiting for that. Please bear with us, please. Please come in. Okay, before Sir arrives, let us just talk about what is this Adi Karmayogi is about. So till now, in Government of India, we have, like, government has thought about, there are different schemes which are for development, which are for infrastructure, which are for some other different types of development, which will directly go to the community. There are multiple schemes which are addressing the needs of the community, either for tribal or rural or any other sector of the community. But for the first time, it is thought that the people who are implementing these schemes and programs, what is about them? Like, if any scheme has to become a successful thing, it is the values and attitude that people carry, like the officials who are implementing, starting from the ground level, grassroots level, whoever is implementing, to the national level. The people who are implementing are also very important. That's the realization. With that realization, this program Adi Karmayogi has started. It is the beta version of the Karmayogi concept. In the Karmayogi concept, it is said that if the service is done with the values of Seva, Sankalp and Samarpan, which is in Hindi saying like you have to do service with commitment and what do you call Samarpan? Dedication. Yeah, with the dedication. With these value system, if the implementation happens for any scheme or any program, there will be a difference in the implementation process. So the Adi Karmayogi is the beta version of Karmayogi program, which will be implemented in the tribal areas, which will be implemented with the officials and frontline functionaries of the tribal welfare department, tribal area regions. So in this program, there are different aspects of this program. One is capacity building, in which we are addressing the capacity building or value system based capacity building. One is cascading method, starting from the national level to the grassroots level. The second is, it is not enough to give just a capacity building, but also there should be an institutional mechanism which will support this thought process. If the officials and the people who are involved have got the motivation and also the intent to work, but there is not a mechanism, there is not a supporting institutional mechanism to implement that type of convergence, cooperation, Seva, Samarpan and all. So to support that value-based system, there is a governance system which institutionalization, which is also created in this project, in this Abhiyan, that is called responsive governance groups. So there will be responsive governance groups starting from the village level to the national level. At the village level, the responsive governance groups are from the multi-departmental, multi-sectoral frontline functionaries, which are headed, that group is led by the village secretary. And at the block level, the multi-sectoral responsive governance group will be head by the block development officer. And at the district level, it is head by the DM. And at the state level, it is by the chief secretary. So in that way, these responsive governance groups, they will address the convergence needs or the convergence needs which have emerged from the village vision. You have seen in the movie also, like there is a vision for every village, where and how they want to see themselves in the future. So if the government system is not working towards that, so there is no use. So in that way, this program is designed. So sir has arrived. We will be starting it in 2-3 minutes. Thank you.
Pegu, Secretary to the Government of Assam, Department of Tribal Affairs, claim. So, may I now request Dr. Ronos Pegu, Srimati L. Switi Changchan, and Ms. Tabulania Thakur and Srimati Vinita Pegu for the lighting of the lamp. respected Joint Secretary to GovTop India, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Devalan Thakur ma'am, representative officials from Bharat Rural Livelihood Foundation, and all participants from the states of Mizoram, Sikkim, Nagaland, and Assam were present today for the regional process lab. I, on behalf of Tribal Affairs Place Department, GovTop Assam, would like to extend warm welcome to all of you to the regional process lab on AADI Karmayogi Abhiyan being held here at Guwahati from August 11 to 17 August. It is indeed a pleasure for us to host another regional workshop under the Ministry of Tribal Affairs at Guwahati. As we know, from the forests to hills, tribal communities have a history of resilience and struggle. They have maintained their distinct identity amidst currents of change. The stories of Indian tribal people are an integral part of the Indian history, marked by their contributions to the society and the fight for self-determination. Bhagavan Birsa Munda was one of them. This revolutionary leader had guided the tribal community against the British colonial rule. To commemorate the 158th birth and centenary, we are celebrating the Janajatiya Gaurav Varsh with effect from 15th November 2004. Despite various schemes that we have been taking for the tribals, it has been seen that the tribal areas have experienced shortages in the sector of education, health, and livelihood and infrastructure. As a part of Janajatiya Gaurav Varsh, Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated Dharti Aba Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan on 15th November at Jamui, Bihar. Under this mission, 17 ministries had drawn a plan through conservance and outreach for saturating critical gaps in the essential infrastructure, services in health, education, livelihood in tribal majority villages and aspirational districts. With this in mind, Dharti Aba Janabhagidari Abhiyan was launched with effect from June 15 to July 15, 2025 to bridge the gaps between the government policies and the implementation at the grassroots level. Benefit saturation camps providing access to essential programs like Aadhaar card, caste certificates, and entitlements like FRA claims was organized successfully in the identified tribal villages all across the country. To supplement the Dajua and the PM Janman program, a transformative initiative, AADI Karmayogi, National Vision for Responsive Government, has been launched by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs to empower tribal communities and foster inclusive government across India. This Abhiyan will train a large cadre of 20 lakh grassroots functionaries, village level change leaders in over 1 lakh tribal villages covering more than 10 crore tribal people across the country will be called AADI Karmayogis, AADI Karma Sahogyogis, and AADI Karma Sathis, comprising of government officials, youth leaders, teachers, volunteers to work at a grassroots level in all the tribal community areas. These leaders will be called the chain leaders, will be responsive for special needs and aspirations of the tribal community. As part of this initiative, the regional process lab has been organized in groups in all parts of the country, and one such regional lab is being now organized here at Guwahati. Officials not only from the Tribal Affairs Department, we have officials from Panchayat Rural Development, Jal Shakti, Forest and Environment, Forest, Health and Family Welfare, and Social Justice and Empowerment. Over the next 7 days, we hope that these officials will undergo intensive training to become the state master traders, who will in turn train these district master traders. The program also involves society organizations, civil society organizations, NGOs, like we have now here at BRLF, to strengthen participatory learning and drawing individual projects at block as well as in the village level. So in a nutshell, the Abhiyan aims to promote governments through bottom-up Previously it was up to the bottom, it is from the bottom upwards. Real-time grievances, redressal and conversions of different line departments. Therefore, this AADI Karmayogi Abhiyan is not just a scheme or a program or a slogan. It is a mission for grassroots transformation for bringing up renaissance in tribal life. We believe that by working together, we can create a brighter future for the tribal communities, ensuring that they become an active participants in the Vikshit Bharat Abhiyan. Once again, I welcome you all participants. I hope you'll have an interactive and a successful training and a comfortable stay at Guwahati. Thank you.
Thank you so much, madam, for a warm welcome address and for giving an overview of AADI KARMAYOGI ABHIYAN. So, may I now request Ms. Devolina Thakur, Joint Secretary of MOTA, Minister of Tribal Affairs, to give a special address. Okay, before I begin, respected Honorable Minister, sir, Dr. Ramesh Begu, Sweetie Chansang Madam, Additional Chief Secretary to the Government of Assam, Secretary to Government of Assam, Tribal Affairs, Srimati Vinita Begu Madam, and most importantly, the participants who are here today to take part in the State Master Trainers Program, the 7-day program that we have organized for you. Before I begin saying a bit about this AADI Karmayogi, I would request you to kindly look at this 1-minute short clip. Please play the video. You can see. Thank you. This short clip tells us the vision about this campaign that we have organized. So, Madam has already given a very nice background to the vision that we have seen in the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So, who are the AADI Karmayogis? So these are 20 million sparks. We call them sparks. So I would say you're very fortunate to have been nominated by your respective states to be here. And we have very high hopes from all of you. This training has been envisaged as a cascading or a cascade model where you are the super coaches. You are being looked upon as the super coaches. You will go down to the state level, your respective states, you will go back to your respective states where you will be requested to train the district master trainers. The district master trainers in turn will learn from you. So please make the most of this opportunity because the training does not end here after 7 days. You will be expected to learn, to pass down your learning to the next level, to the district master trainers, who in turn will be expected to pass down the knowledge and the learnings to the block, from the block to the villages. And that's where the real governance happens. And that is the vision. So please don't look at it as another training. I'm sure all of you have attended a lot of trainings in your service career. This is different because your learning will continue after this 7 days. So as I said, who are the Adi Karma Yogis? These are a cadre of 20 lakh trained, motivated and mission-ready change leaders who will operate in over 1 lakh tribal dominated villages across 30 states, 500 plus districts, 3,000 blocks across the country. It's a massive program. We have had 5 regional labs and this is the 6th. The 7th is happening in Shillong. So, and it doesn't end there, you know. After that we have the state process labs in your respective capitals of your states where you will be the master trainers, right? So why and what is the expectation from you, and how have we designed these trainings with our training partner BRLF? They are going to train you on soft skills. They're going to train you to become a dedicated cadre of motivated change leaders. So each Adi Karma Yogi will be trained to mobilize communities and facilitate participatory micro-planning, to bridge delivery gaps, support real-time implementation of flagship initiatives like PM Janman, Dharti Aaba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan, and the National Sickle Cell Elimination Mission. You will be expected to collect, analyze, and relay field data to enable responsive governance and evidence-based policy making. So your role is very, very crucial here. So that is why we have designed this program in a convergence approach. We have not limited nominations to tribal welfare departments of state. We have requested line departments to be involved here. And as Madam mentioned, we have officers across line departments who are going to participate here. So this regional process lab is a foundational step in this journey. And it has been carefully designed to bring together the voices of tribal communities, convergence frameworks of multiple ministries, and the principles of responsive governance. I would sincerely appreciate the government of Assam for their commitment to this mission, and not only Assam, all the 4 states who have contributed to ensuring that nominations come in on time. We have also requested for CSO mapping and vetting, which is a process which has not yet culminated, but this is a work in progress. And your leadership to ensuring that this mission takes deep roots in the state is very, very crucial. Just to give some figures, I would like to emphasize the importance of convergence financing. The Dharti Aaba scheme has a huge investment of nearly 80,000 crores over 5 years. And it spans across 25 central schemes from 17 line ministries of the Government of India. So its success depends on how effectively states channel these resources, identify gaps, and ensure that the vision and the aspiration at the grassroots level, find resonance and actually turn into reality. So the Adi Karma Yogi initiative offers a bold and a very hopeful path for inclusive nation building. My heartfelt best wishes to all participants of this regional process lab, and may you leave this space not just as trainers, but as transformational leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for giving a very motivational and invaluable address. So, may I now request Srimati L. Sweetie Changsan, Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Tribal Affairs, Government of Assam,
sir. My colleague, Ms. Debolina Thakur, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. My colleague, Binita Pehu, Secretary, Tribal Affairs, Government of Assam. And our training partners, BRLF, and all the delegates who have come for this regional process lab from the states of Sikkim, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Assam. It's really wonderful to be here with all of you, to be part of this transformative initiative that has been launched by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Government of India. We have heard just the previous speakers talk about this abhiyan, this process, a responsive governance framework that we are coming up with. And all of you are going to be the very critical stakeholders in this initiative. AADI Karmayogi Abhiyan is indeed a flagship and transformative initiative of Ministry of Tribal Affairs. And we, all of us in the states who are dealing with the tribal affairs, and directly or by indirect association as supporting line ministries, line departments, we are all stakeholders in this. Therefore, we have come together, and at the very outset, I would request your entire complete commitment to this cause. I would like that all of you who are here today, as said, you're going to be the transformative change leaders. What we are proposing to do through this initiative is to actually be disruptors. All our governance schemes, so many schemes are there, centrally sponsored, and your own state schemes also would be there. And we say that the tribal people are our focus areas. But if we ask ourselves, are we actually satisfied with the way that the service deliveries are reaching this special group of people? And we have to really go back to basics and see. What I would like is, at the very beginning of this program itself, my department and also maybe in the other states, we need to have a baseline about what level is a service delivery in certain schemes, certain government schemes and components, and then what we will be able to achieve. Because I believe that from today this process is getting rolled out, and this change leaders, all of you at the state level and down to district, block and village level, this massive army of AADI Karmayogis are going to bring about a very impactful change. Like we said, 1 lakh tribal villages is what we are looking at. In your own respective states, you would have the numbers. For Assam, it is 3,161 villages that we would be looking at. So there is a huge task ahead of us. And that's why all of you have to be yourselves familiar with what are the programs which are being designed for the tribal people. It would be, some of them would be as part of the bigger the schemes which covers all populations. Some of them would be specially tuned for the tribal population. So there may be variations, but we need to focus on all of that. And we envisage that right down at the grassroots level, the frontline workers of different line departments would be involved, from health, education, veterinary, and the development, panchayat, so ashas, anganwadi workers, even teachers, self-help groups, PRI representatives, youth volunteers, and all the frontline workers of different departments. The objective of this is ultimately to bring about, to facilitate responsive governance. So when a beneficiary from a tribal population goes to apply for a scheme or is to be covered under a scheme, what is the response of the government mechanism to him? Are we facilitating him, or we just brushing him off, or just giving him just another promise, we'll see that dekha jabo, that kind of thing. That is the point where we want to bring about the change. The scheme provision is there. As Ms. Thakur said, there is enough funding under different schemes of Government of India and the state governments. The JUA program is there, PM Janman is there. There is enough funds, but how are we actually enabling that beneficiary to avail of this scheme? Saturation is the objective. We keep talking about it, but let us see it in real terms. And many a times, because of some other, say, some documentation, some some other requirements of the scheme to be able to avail it, there may be some limitations, and that's where our focus group of people, our tribal people, they face problems in that. So this AADI Karmayogi team is expected to even enable them, to facilitate them to get hold of those documents and look at this whole approach with a spirit of Antyodaya, that is of compassion, of helpfulness, of responsiveness. So this capacity building program, which we are starting today, is just the beginning, and all of you in the course of the year, you'll be expected to oversee the training programs which go right down to the grassroots level, and we would be expecting to get a lot of feedback from you also, because we can keep on doing the course corrections as we go along, and we do believe that at the end you'll be fulfilling the objectives of strengthening local governance, villages, our tribal population being able to think and plan and develop for the development course for themselves. This bottoms-up approach in its true sense can be achieved. So with this, I would leave you with these words, and wish you all the very best to make the best use of this dynamic hands-on training that you will be receiving, and to go back to your states and become the change leaders. You are really the generals in this army of AADI Karmayogi that we are going to create, and we would believe that you have the capacity. Transformative, disruptive governance cannot be routine as usual. Just another training program, just another meeting at district level, block level, and then that's the end of it. No, the outcome is what we have to look at. So with this, my best wishes to all of you, and my gratitude to Honorable Minister for gracing this training program with his kind presence, and with that's going to inspire us so much. And my thanks to Ministry of Tribal Affairs also to organize this program here in Assam, and we look forward to extended collaboration. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, madam, for your beautiful words. May I now request Dr. Ranas Pegu, Honorable Minister of Tribal Affairs, Government of Assam, to give a special address.
Namaskar and good morning, everyone. Respected Joint Secretary to the Government of India, Srimati Debolina Thakur, Additional Chief Secretary to Government of Assam, L. Shuiti Sangsan, and respected Secretary to Government of Assam, Binita Pegu, respected members from BRLF, and representatives, the resource persons from different states participating in this training program on 30 Abhiyan Jati Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. Namaskar. I'm feeling very honored and proud that today I am flanked by 3 lady officers, top lady officers. You may have. Earlier, I was in Guwahati University attending one international seminar inaugurating, and there I was flanked by, we were total 7 members on the dais, and there was only 1 lady. And here there are 3 ladies. It's a good thing. India, we have different missions with different objectives. Right from So specifically under Prime Minister's leadership, now we have a mission for the tribal people and for the tribal areas of the country in the form of this Dharti Aba Janjati Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. And I thank Honorable Prime Minister for this historic mission. And when we hear the word mission, always remember, these are not permanent programs. Missions are time-bound, target-specific program. It starts and it ends at one particular point of time. So the Dharti Aba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan, this is not a permanent program of Government of India. This is a mission. It has a specific objective and it is time-bound. One day it will end. We should not miss the opportunity. Particularly Northeast, as we know, the hill states, then the plains of Assam. We have remote areas. We have diverse population. We should not miss the opportunity given by Honorable Prime Minister in the form of this mission, 80,000 crore mission. Now when already the Joint Secretary, Additional Chief Secretary, Secretary, they have spoken about it. One of the objective of this mission is to identify the critical gaps and make interventions. Now who will identify the critical gaps? This is not a single department mission. This is a mission which will work in convergence, implemented by all other line departments. So there will have to be some integration, some coordinating efforts, and for which this AADI Karmayogi Abhiyan, this has been initiated. Government announces program targeting certain beneficiaries, but beneficiaries are incapable of receiving, the recipients or the beneficiaries, if they do not have the capacity to receive, capacity to intake the benefit of the scheme, the mission, the program goes in vain. I have ordered a plate of rice, plate of food for someone, but that person is incapable of eating. How that my offering of a plate of meal? We have Bank Mitra, we have Guwahati, that is for the livestock and all. Now they facilitate for delivery of the benefit of National Rural Livelihood Mission to the rural women folk. Similarly, here in this mega mission of Dharti Aba Janjati Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan, we need facilitators. The message must reach the target audience, and we must build their capacity to receive whatever are being offered. And we need some people to handhold the process, to transmit the messages, to transport the benefits, and that is why this, I understand, this AADI Karmayogi Abhiyan. Like in National Health Mission, we have the ASA worker. In social welfare, we have the Anganwadi Karmis, who deliver, who make it possible that the services offered by the Government of India program, they reach the grassroots, the target audience. And this should not be considered as a one-way traffic from government to the people. sickle cell anemia is prevalent among the tribal people of central India, tribal people of Odisha, Jharkhand, Bihar, and among the tea garden Adivasi communities in Assam. But sickle cell anemia is not prevalent among the tribal people of Meghalaya or Mizoram. Now there is some other disease which is prevalent. Maybe in among some tribes, thalassemia is prevalent. Among some tribes, particularly in some area, there is arsenic problem. How the state government will come to know, or how the ministry will come to know, it is through these AADI Karmayogis. We need feedback from the grassroots. What are their problems? In Assam, once we pursued with government of India that for our Anganwadi kendras, we need a building design of higher plate, because our area there are many low-lying areas. Our area is plain and there is a lot of rainfall. We have frequent floods, and during flood our Anganwadi centers are flooded, inundated because of the design defect. We pursued with government of India that we should be given a different design. We should be allowed to construct Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, which is still the structure in the floodplains, and these were ultimately approved. Now we can, suppose I come from Dhemaji district, it is a highly flood-prone district, and traditionally the Mission people, they construct still houses, and that was originally not there in the PMAY house designs, but now it is there. So we need feedback from the people, from the areas, of what are the requirements of the specific areas, requirement of specific tribal people, so that the state government can take up those issues with the ministry, and there are changes, there are modifications which are suitable to a specific area, to a specific people. Then we have another big problem of our departments, and that disease I call it is departmentalism. The PWD department never talks with PHC department. Health department never talks with education department. All they work in silos. All they work in silos, and that is why we do not get the desired result of our schemes. Now, the government is forcing the departments that you will have to sit in a DISHA meeting, a district level meeting, and that district commissioners or deputy commissioners, they are being instructed so that departments do collaborate among themselves, do talk about themselves, consult with each other. Now, certain things I have experienced. The PWD department, they just constructed a road without consulting the water resource department. Next year flood came and took away the road. So had there been a provision that the PWD department have to talk with the water resource department whether a road without cross drainage facility or flood water, that is feasible, doable, or there is need for cross drainage, need for a culvert, need for a bridge. So interdepartmental collaboration, that is a big issue in our system of governance. But here, the AADI Karmayogis, we are to raise the red flag. We are to raise the red flag in implementation of various schemes under this 30-hour Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. So there are huge rules and responsibilities, and Prime Minister's vision constructed a hospital at such a place that villagers, they have to travel for 10 kilometers to reach that hospital. Had there been some thought, a nearer place could have been identified and constructed the hospital facility, the rural hospital facility, close to the habitation of the tribal people. So who will make that intervention? Who will raise the flag? So that the benefit, the money utilization of this money meant for the tribal areas and tribal people can be maximized. The benefit can be maximized. There lies the role of the facilitator. And I hope this Bharat Rural Livelihood, what is called, foundation, BRLF, they will adequately enrich you, and back home you will conduct the training sessions for the different level of volunteers to workers, and I'm very hopeful that Dharti Aba Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan, its implementation will bring a transformative change in the tribal areas for the tribal people. And my last appeal, this is a lifetime opportunity. This opportunity is not going to stay permanently. इस साल नहीं करेंगे, दूसरा साल करेंगे. We will take it, we will do it after 5 years. Don't think in that. Now or never. Whenever it is a mission, take the opportunity now or never. We have missed many buses. This time, no, we should not miss this bus. Our people should not be deprived of this opportunity. Take this opportunity to the grassroots people. That is the objective of this training session, and I hope it will be meaningful, it will be productive, and you will return as agents of Prime Minister, representatives of Prime Minister, in carrying his vision to your state, down to your villages. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable speech. So, may I now request Ms. Sirisa Badakanda, lead capacity building of PRLF, to give a vote of thanks.
Thank you. I am honored to give this vote of thanks. Particularly, I want to thank Honorable Minister of Tribal Welfare, Government Assam, Dr. Anuj Pegu sir. Sir, your understanding on the grassroots level details of each department has motivated the participants and encouraged us to go deeper, look deeper, and learn so much from the mission now. And next I am thanking Srimati L. Sweetie Chanson, Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Tribal Affairs, Government Assam, for special address and also talking to us about, telling us about it is the mission, and now we have to take the chance of questioning. And I thank Madam Debulina Thakur, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Government of India, for her participation and valuable time she has given for the starting from the designing of this workshop, regional workshop. Thank you, ma'am, for that. And I thank Srimati Binita Pegu, ma'am, Secretary of Tribal Affairs, Government of Assam, for a detailed welcome note and also taking us through the whole Abhiyan and mission. Finally, I am thanking Secretary, Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Shri Vibhu Nair sir, for having this great vision for the ministry and making part making all the departments part of this mission. Thank you very much. Thank you.
tea, and then we'll return in 15 minutes to this room. So thank you so much, everyone. Just for a break, we will take 15 minutes break and then we will return to this room. So you can have tea and coffee outside, it is there. So by 12:15 we should be in this room. Yeah, thank you, thank you.